Wait, is that Toya and Zaya sipping wine? On a Catana? Have they deserted Luckyfish? Hang on, isn't that the boat we berthed next to, way back at Blue Lagoon? Yes, it is. What's going on? Well, long story short, we had been invited by Dream Yacht Charters to deliver this boat from Port Louis, Grenada, back to Blue Lagoon, St Vincent, for her next charter. With Luckyfish on the hardstand and the generous offer from Dream to pay our return airfares, it was a golden stroke of luck. First produced in 2010, the 42 is the smallest in the Catana range.
How is it?
Lots of fun.
Is there?
Two wheels so we can fight over which direction to go.
So, do you mean this is my wheel?
After 6 months on our Tiki 38 and stepping straight onto a Catana, comparisons were inevitable. Many would question why a comparison should even be attempted. The French multi-hull magazine Multicoque tried it in 2001 when they wrote, "The only possible connection between a catamaran mass-produced in one of our French boatyards and a boat designed by James Wharram is the number of hulls. Beyond that, everything is different: the motors, the rigging, the livability, the materials and the cost." The concept from the start of Wharram's Polynesian catamarans is expressed in their simplicity. Why be complicated when you can be something simple?
So this is Port Louis.
So it is with these thoughts in mind that we will dig a little deeper. To be realistic, we can't give you a thorough review of the Catana 42 after just 3 or 4 days of sailing her. After the thousands of man-hours of design and development and the myriad of manufacturing, commercial and marketing considerations that went into producing this boat, it would be naive to think we can. But if we run through our checklist we used earlier, listing the principles that drive us to go cruising in the first place, we can begin filling in some of the matrix. Simplicity, safety, performance, maintenance, energy and self-sufficiency, comfort and load carrying. I've listed these in the order of importance to us, and all this must be packed into a price we can afford. To make this exercise interesting, I will allocate a score out of 10 for each of the boats. So let's start with price. A fully equipped Wharram like Luckyfish will cost you about $150,000 new. A Catana 42, well, that's about 4 Luckyfishes with enough left over for spares. In short, the Catana and boats like them are for the 5%. Wharrams are designed for everyone else. Simplicity. Hands down the Wharram. Just look at the standing and running rigging on this boat. Throw in twin diesels, all the cabin amenities, heads, steering system, autopilot. Virtually every department is more complex on the Catana. Safety. Well, both designs have excellent safety records if handled by experienced crew. Sail needs to be reduced early, and in the case of the Catana, the dagger boards must be raised in the event of heavy seas. The Wharram is probably slightly ahead in this department, but for the sake of argument, I scored them both top marks. Performance. Clearly the Catana gets the honours here, but are the differences as great as we might think? Take sail area to displacement ratio, for example. The Catana 42 has a light displacement of 8.9 tonnes, a sail area of 1,205 square feet, and comes in at a sail area to displacement ratio of 26.5. The Tiki 38, light displacement 3.3 tonnes, sail area 581 square feet, sail area to displacement ratio 24.6. Pretty close in the power to weight ratio department. The Catana achieves it with carbon fibre, the Wharram with plywood and epoxy resin. The Catana may well turn in average cruising speeds a knot or two faster than the Wharram, but in terms of dollars per knot, the differences are not that great. Both boats are round the world capable. The Catana is, however, one of the best performing catamarans upwind, and this is by far the greatest difference in performance between the two boats. I scored them this way, but would have raised the Wharram a point or two had we just taken the trade wind route into account. Maintenance. This is a difficult one. In the first year, both boats require very little work and expense. In the second and subsequent years, the Wharram owner needs to pay careful attention to chips in the paintwork to prevent water ingress into her wooden core. Not a high money cost, as with most things on the Wharram, but certainly a cost in time. The Catana is in many ways easier to maintain with her gel coat finish and synthetic core. On the other hand, with her complex systems, the Catana has more inventory to maintain, and this comes at a significantly higher monetary cost as the boat ages. So I have scored them closer than anticipated. Energy efficiency and self-sufficiency. This comparison is very much climate dependent. For the tropics, the Wharram is a clear winner with her breezy, open-deck design and easily ventilated hulls. However, in temperate climates, the Catana with her closed-in bridge house and insulated hulls is clearly ahead. The Wharram with her lighter displacement and easily driven V hulls lends herself to a light, low-cost, retractable auxiliary power system from two outboard motors. In terms of self-sufficiency in foreign ports, the Wharram is ahead as most systems are easily fixable without the need for proprietary parts. I scored them close to even, but only by ignoring climate bias. I gave the Wharram 6 and the Catana 5. Comfort. Clearly the crew on the Catana has more interior volume, more storage, a roomy galley, and plenty of cockpit seating. With the bridge house comes weather-tight access to the hull cabins, a surefire winner in cold climates and rain. The difference narrows in the tropics though, with the Tiki's huge deck area for lounging and cockpit exposed to cooling breezes. Ignoring climate bias again, I scored the Catana significantly ahead, the Wharram at 4 and the Catana with 9. Load carrying. The Catana is a clear winner on the massive toys and equipment she can carry before performance deteriorates. I scored the Catana 9 and the Wharram 3. So, tallying up the scores, we see a dead heat. And this should come as no surprise. Both boats are at the absolute top of their game for the respective markets they are aimed at. And, as we have scored the boats across all considerations from these markets, strengths in one design in one area are neutralised by weaknesses in another. The takeaway for the prospective boat buyer fed up with going around in circles scrolling through Yacht World is to prioritise each of these areas in order of importance to you, before you even begin looking at specific designs. Finally, there is something called Dockside Appeal. It mustn't be overlooked because, rightly or wrongly, our decisions are clouded by this completely impractical emotion. Ask any boat builder or salesperson and they will tell you that ultimately, if the buyer doesn't feel a certain stirring feeling, they may use other words than this, then they won't go for the boat. Dockside appeal is as much a perception of ourselves and how we think we will be perceived by others as it is about the boat. So, after sailing both boats, which would I prefer? Well, as James Wharram famously once said, Is it not possible to love more than one woman? We want to hear your opinions on this. Leave a comment and tell us what is most important to you in choosing a design. Would you score these boats differently? Perhaps you would turn our list of priorities upside down. Let us know.
I don't see the point in owning our own boat.
Huh?
Borrow boats.
Free?
Yeah, just get them free. And then when they break, just hand them back. Get another one.
We hope you enjoyed this episode and would like to help us make more productions. If so, please don't forget to subscribe and consider becoming a patron for as little as $1 a video. Thank you for watching. And she really has got a lot of space, more space than we know what to do with. Once we left the coast of Africa, there would be no turning back until we arrived in the Caribbean. The first leg would be 1,200 nautical miles.